The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. It's really, really cool. I don't know how old it is, has been updated, but I just wanted to share something I learned. And the pretty funny thing is, right, I went to go get the book called The 12 Rules of Life by Jordan Peterson, but it wasn't there. And this was looking at me right, staring at me right in the eyes. And then I just jumped on a call with Efrosini, one of my mentors, and she started talking about this book. And I was like, "Did you see my story? Did I got that book?" She's like, "No, that's actually the first book I read when I started my personal development journey." I'm like, "Okay, okay." So, I always believe in the law of attraction, but to a certain degree. And what I've learned from this book so far is really cool. I'm up to page 80 because I read 40 pages a day. Um, and yeah, so what I'm going to share with you is a story that anyone can relate to. So it's called the production slash production capacity. So it's called P slash PPC, a balance. But that's just what P and PPC stands for: production and production capability or capacity. But the story goes, right. This is the story. So this farmer had this goose, and this goose all of a sudden started laying golden eggs, like full on solid golden eggs. So what the farmer did was like, oh, okay, that's interesting, and started putting the golden eggs aside. And then this golden goose kept on constantly, producing these golden eggs, and he's like, okay, this is really cool. And he, as the time went on, he was, making a lot of money. And yeah, they just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. Now, because of human nature and how most people are, he got really impatient, got really greedy because he was making so much money that he then decided that he was going to kill the goose. And what happened is he killed the goose because he got impatient and greedy. And the whole reason why he wanted to kill it was to cut it open and get all the eggs out of it. Don't know what the logic was, but it's just trust me, guys. It's actually the reason why I'm telling you this story. Cuts it open, and yeah, there's no gold eggs, and now he's killed pretty much what was making him wealthy. So now he's obviously not going to be wealthy, and he's going to be struggling, and he killed exactly what was producing him the wealth. Now, this is just one story, but I can think of so many examples in life where this could be used. So let's say in a relationship, right? You've got this golden goose, which is, let's say your golden goose is maybe you go on a date night every Wednesday. Okay, so your golden goose is you go on a date night every single Wednesday, and then the relationship is doing absolutely amazing. Everything's going well. You guys are happy. You guys aren't arguing, and then all of a sudden, right? Everything's going great. You're loving it. So then for some reason, you guys stop having that Wednesday date night, and then all of a sudden, your relationship starts to go into shit. You guys are arguing all the time. It's really toxic. And it's just not working. And then you guys break up. And then you realize that, you really should have stopped. Should have kept doing what you're doing, which was working, which was having those date nights every Wednesday. Because that was working. Why did you stop it? It's the same thing that happens when people become successful. They hit a certain level in their company or in life, and they kind of stop doing what they're doing to get to that level. But in real life, to be honest, if you really want to have a effective and efficient life and be successful, you need to keep doing what you're doing. So, like most people will, let's say, an example, if you're in sales, right, and you're doing 100 sales a day. Let's just say, I mean, 100 calls a day because 100 sales is ridiculous. But let's say 100 calls a day, and now you're like one of the top producers in the company, the highest salesmen in the company. And you get comfortable, you're loving it, you're enjoying it, but you stop doing 100 sales, you start doing, let's say, 20 sales. And then you start going down the ranks and you don't know what's happening. And then you realize that you stopped doing your 100 calls. That's all it is. It's all about just sticking to something that actually works and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and not getting impatient and greedy. Because if the bloody farmer didn't get impatient and greedy, he would never have to do anything his whole life. He would just have to pretty much wake up, get that golden egg, have it there, sell it, make money, and just continue and grow wealth. That's all he had to do. But because he got impatient, he got greedy, and he didn't stick to what was working, he now lost it. He now has to live a life that, that he was living before when he had something working. And a lot of people are doing the same. They find a secret recipe, they find something that works, a system that works, and then they get, or like, I guess, really cocky, or they get comfortable, and they fuck it up for themselves because they just, they thought they could just be comfortable and, like, kind of like, I guess, slack off and not do what they're doing, and then wonder why everything's going to shit. Well, that's exactly why. And if you guys didn't hear the story, I'd recommend, once this is finished, just watching from the start. It's about a golden goose. It's about something I learned from this really cool book, I'm reading. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys got something from that. I just wanted to share that with you. And also, I actually want to share something else. Is when I was reading that chapter, it ended with saying you should go out now and teach people, like, teach them how, like, what you've learned from this chapter, about, P slash PPC balance. And I'm just thinking, like I've already put that in my head. Like, I was already doing that. I was one step ahead of the bloody author. If you understand what I mean, like, I was already thinking like that. But that's only my mind's only become like that because I love, sharing knowledge with you. And yes, I have said, knowledge, shouldn't be free. It's just because most people perceive knowledge, if it has a price to it, more valuable. If it's free, there is no people perceive that as no value. Now, I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying that this is actually a true thing. So sometimes your product might be $100, and a lot of people who are looking at that go, "Oh, it's just $100. It must not be that good." And then let's say you move it up to, let's say, $300, $400, and now you just got so much more sales because people are going, "Well, it's $400 and it must be valuable. Fuck it, I'll buy it." And that is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's actually a name for that. Which I was listening to a podcast about it today. It's just really interesting. So I just wanted to clear that up, guys. I do believe knowledge can be free, but it does. A lot of people do perceive the value to be actually valuable. So all these live calls that I'm doing, everything that I'm teaching, a lot of people won't jump on because it's free. If it would cost you money to jump on these calls, maybe I would get a lot more. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. 5 4 viewers jumping on. It's really cool. And yeah, hope you guys have an amazing night and day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.